Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Wednesday, December 12th, 2018. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. One person is in police custody and another is being sought in relation to a recent shooting incident in Nevis. At about 10:45 p.m. on Friday, December 7th, Carlisle Pemberton was shot and injured at his home in Montpelier during what police have ruled as a robbery. He was opening a gate at his home in order to park his car in the yard when he was attacked by two armed assailants. He was wounded in both legs by a single bullet. A number of personal items was taken from him by the assailants before they fled the scene in his motor jeep. Police later recovered Pemberton's vehicle in the Bath Village area. Police in Nevis have disclosed that someone is currently in custody assisting with investigations into the matter, and they are looking for a second person of interest. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. Persons with information regarding this incident are being urged to contact the Charlestown Police Station by dialing 469-5391 or 469-5392 or the crime hotline by dialing 707. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, recently announced that consumers will receive 2 discounted value-added tax VAT rate days on December 14th and December 20th, 2018. In light of this, the Inland Revenue Department has provided information on consumers' tax obligations on the specified days. All VAT-registered businesses should charge VAT at the rate of 5% or 10.26% discount on the sale of eligible goods only. This does not apply to businesses that render services. VAT for services will remain at 17%. Services such as legal fees, restaurant supplies, rent tickets for lottery or raffles, top-ups and phone cards are not eligible for the reduced rate. Not every business registered for VAT will take part in the discounted VAT rate days. All businesses which have filed all their VAT returns and have no outstanding taxes, licenses, penalties and/or interest due to the Inland Revenue Department or the Customs and Excise Department prior to December 14th and 20th, 2018 may qualify to participate in the discounted VAT rate days. For businesses that may have outstanding taxes, licenses, penalties and/or interest due to the Inland Revenue Department or the Customs and Excise Department, the department will try to be as flexible as possible as it encourages compliance. All tangible items that are currently subjected to 17% VAT will qualify for the discount on the discounted VAT rate days. With respect to vehicle purchases, VAT will be exempt on the first $50,000. Any cost in excess of the $50,000 will attract the standard 17% VAT. Persons receiving duty-free concessions under the First-Time Homeowners Initiative are eligible for the discounted VAT rate. Items sold on credit and hire purchase are also eligible for the reduced rate of 5% if the sale is concluded on the discounted VAT rate days. Businesses are reminded that the VAT on the sales under credit terms must be reported in its entirety whether or not payment has been made in full during that tax period. Meantime, if a customer buys a good at the special 5% rate during the discounted VAT rate days and exchanges it on the same day for another good, the 5% rate will still apply. The special rate will not apply if the exchange is done after discounted VAT rate days 2018. If a customer buys a good during the discounted VAT rate days and returns the item after the day for a credit on the purchase of a different item, the 17% VAT rate would apply to the sale of the newly purchased item, even if it would have been eligible for the 5% rate during discounted VAT rate days. If a customer buys an item before the discounted VAT rate days, but returns the item during the discounted VAT rate day and receives credit on the purchase of a different item, the reduced rate shall not apply on the sale of the new item. The Inland Revenue Department is asking customers to be vigilant on both discounted VAT rate days. Ensure that you collect your receipt and review your purchases. Check receipts to ensure that the reduced VAT rate of 5% or 10.2% discount was actually charged. If you are charged more than the 5%, bring it to the attention of the Inland Revenue Department. For registered businesses, the 5% should be charged for the entire business day, that is, from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Any business registered for the discounted VAT rate days found charging VAT at the standard rate of 17% and not at the discounted rate of 5% is liable for a penalty charge. For more information, contact the Inland Revenue Department at 469-5521 or 469-5856, extension 5010. Still to come, world's largest ship, Symphony of the Seas, makes inaugural call in St. Kitts. The details after this break.
Hey girl, what's up? What brings you by?
Girl, I got awesome news from Inland Revenue Department.
What awesome news that? The only news that I get from the department is that they got to spend money. What the news be?
The Inland Revenue Department is waiving all interest on your outstanding property tax bills in excess of $100.
What? What are you saying? So wait, if my interest is $1,000, how much I got to pay?
All you're required to pay is the $100 and the outstanding tax due. If for some reason you are unable to pay your property tax in full this month, the department is also offering payment arrangement plans to make settlement easier. But remember, you have to come to the department between November 1st and December 31st to qualify.
Inland Revenue doing big things. I like it. This is a great way to encourage payment and still allowing the taxpayer to save some dollars.
So girl, look at it this way. You can use your extra $900 on the VAT reduction day in December. So be a responsible tax citizen and get your property taxes paid in full.
Welcome back. The world's largest cruise line, Symphony of the Seas, made its inaugural call at Port Zante on St. Kitts on Tuesday, December 11, 2018. During a brief ceremony, Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Lindsay Grant, thanked the captain, crew, and the passengers for choosing the island.
We are extremely grateful to Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines for the opportunity they have given to us, the support that you've given to our destination to make sure that we rise to the top. I think it's not only a beneficial support for the destination, but it's a symbiotic relationship that we have as the government of St. Kitts and Nevis with Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, and for that, we are eternally and extremely grateful. On behalf of the Prime Minister, my cabinet colleagues, the government, and the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, I welcome you to St. Kitts and Nevis.
Captain of the ship is Rob Hempstead.
It's been a long time since I've been to St. Kitts, and the last time I was here was about 8 years ago, and it was on the grandeur of the seas, and we sailed into beautiful St. Kitts, and I remember very well because there was a big black storm coming across the bay when we were making our approach, just as we were going to get to the pier. So held off. The winds came up to 45 knots for a few moments. The storm passed, and we went alongside. Those things stay in your mind as a captain, and that stays in my mind. But I love St. Kitts, and like I said, it's just a pleasure to be back, and certainly to be back on this magnificent ship in this magnificent port.
Also present at the brief ceremony were Governor General, His Excellency Sir Tapley Seaton, Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, Deputy Prime Minister Sean Richards, and other cabinet ministers, employees in the Ministry of Tourism, and members of the press corps. The establishment of a labor code in St. Kitts and Nevis, which involves consolidating 15 pieces of legislation, has been applauded by the local Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Representatives of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce helped to shape the draft labor document through their membership on the National Tripartite Committee. The other committee members represent the government as well as the St. Kitts and Nevis Trades and Labor Union. At the second annual National Conference on Labor held on Thursday, December 6th, Executive Director of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Brenda John, noted the value of modern labor law reforms. A consolidation of the law reforms into a single labor code will have the added benefit of allowing existing employers and potential investors the ability to assess the full cost of doing business, and it also empowers workers with full knowledge of their rights, Mrs. John said. To date, tripartite dialogue has successfully resulted in consensus amendment of employment legislation in St. Kitts and Nevis. If we continue to build on this practice, our nation can continue to demonstrate leadership in the Caribbean and therefore preserve its relatively harmonious industrial relations climate, she added. Joseph O'Flaherty, president of the St. Kitts and Nevis Trades and Labor Union, expressed pleasure with the current collaborative effort to establish a labor code. He said the labor code exercise will make it easier to conduct business in the Federation with respect to the world of work. He said he welcomes fresh eyes, minds, voices, and opinions of all stakeholders willing to participate in this daunting but important endeavor, adding that the St. Kitts and Nevis Trades and Labor Union is looking forward to further improvements in the labor environment. The proposed labor code is expected to go to Cabinet in the first quarter of 2019. An energy-efficient street lighting project funded by the Caribbean Development Bank (CDB) is projected to save St. Kitts and Nevis more than $2.2 million a year. Under the Street and Floodlight Retrofitting Project, which was launched on Wednesday, December 5th, at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort, 10,650 street lights throughout both St. Kitts and Nevis will be replaced with more energy-efficient light-emitting diode LED lamps. The Board of Directors of CDB approved $5.8 million in financing for the project in December 2016. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis, the St. Kitts Electricity Company SCELEC, and the Nevis Electricity Company NEVLEC are expected to contribute approximately $700,000 through supporting implementation and installation of the new street lights. Speaking at the launch, Alexander Augustine, CDB's portfolio manager for the Economic Infrastructure Division, noted that St. Kitts and Nevis has higher than average electricity consumption and, like many other Caribbean countries, high dependence on imported fossil fuels for electricity. In light of this, and with approximately 87% of the Federation's energy supply being imported, electricity-related fuel imports are equivalent to approximately 8% of the country's gross domestic product. Through the project, the government will also be able to reduce greenhouse gas emissions associated with the consumption of fossil fuels in electricity generation. The project also includes a grant for the completion of a climate risk screening study. The study will help both SCELEC and NEVLEC examine their vulnerability to projected climate change impacts. Under the project plan, the new LED street lights are scheduled for installation by the end of 2019. The project aligns to the bank's Strategic Plan 2015 to 2019 and its energy sector policy and strategy, which highlights energy efficiency and renewable energy as priority investment areas for CDB. That's how we end this edition of the Nevis Newscast on behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information. Thank you for viewing.